Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we're here with Season 2, Episode 5 of Cobra Kai. So last time we got a new member at Miyagi-Do with Dimitri, and we just kind of see the aftermath of the entire performance stealing at the event, and just kind of how everyone is continuing to go in kind of the wrong directions over at Cobra Kai. But we also see how Robbie is going in the right direction, helping out and becoming better, and even how the LaRussos are sticking up for him, which is really nice to see. It's really nice to see how much he has changed since starting to train with Daniel. But before we begin this, and I'll talk more about this in the afterthoughts as well, I'm reminding you here that we are going to be taking a break after this episode. This is the halfway point of the season, and we're going to be taking a break off of this solely because I want to get to something else, and I don't want to wait anymore. It's really that simple. I don't want to wait anymore. So we're going to put this on hold, get to that, and then we're going to come right back to this as soon as we can. Because I've been enjoying the hell out of this season, and I'm really excited to see where it goes in the second half. But again, the series I want to get back to first, it's just something I really want to get back to, something I really don't want to hold off on anymore, and this is really the only way to do it. So again, I'll bring this back up in the afterthoughts, let you know what's going on. But for now, we're just going to get into this episode and hope for the best. I don't know what's going to continue to happen. I assume we're going to get stuff about Dimitri working at Miyagi-Do and all. Probably going to get the continuation of Kreese interfering at Cobra Kai and asserting himself. Stuff like that. So, all of that being said, let's get this going. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and it fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that all being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So I don't know how this was originally aired or whatnot. I think the first couple seasons were on YouTube Red or something, weren't they? But I don't know if this was aired half a season at a time, but it feels like this was a mid-season finale. This very much has that kind of vibe to it, and it kind of makes me kind of glad that I'm choosing to take a break before I get into the second half of the season. Because this was big. This was a really big episode. It elevated everything that had come previously in the season, and it's leading into what is without question going to be an all-valley karate war of sorts between Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai. Dimitri is learning more. He's starting to become more patient with it. We see some other students are defecting from Cobra Kai, more than likely heading to Miyagi-Do. And we see kind of the conflict of influences that Johnny is facing. He's being influenced by both the likes of Carmen, Miguel's mother, who he very much has a thing for, and it's clearly mutual. He's getting the really good, great advice from her, but on the other hand, he's also being influenced by Kreese, which is putting him in the wrong path. But I like that it's balancing out, because the season could have easily just had him going down the wrong path and going super aggro and becoming like he was as a teenager and everything. It could have just entirely gone down that path. And a lot of it still is. But he is still getting good advice. He is still trying to do the right thing. his growth is not being discarded. It's just being hidden away with a little bits of it peeking out at a time while we see what everyone else around him is doing and influencing him in different ways. He's becoming a lot more aggressive. He's definitely falling for Kreese's influence, but at the same time we see other people are influencing him properly too. And that balance is very good. I was worried with this season starting, but it's definitely helped. Um, Johnny finding out about his son living with the LaRussos now and getting drunk because of it. It's like, I'm glad he didn't just confront them and everything. I'm glad he didn't go that far with it. Instead, drinking his emotions away is not healthy, obviously. But I would rather have him get drunk than to like try and attack Daniel at his home or something. And honestly, I wouldn't want to see him try to like force his son Robbie to come with him, um, because I feel like that would just be such a upsetting scene to see. But I also feel like it still could happen. So I don't know. Um, but this episode starts off with some backstory on Hawk and seeing back when he was still going by his given name Eli, and just kind of the reasonings for why he has gone as far as he has. And we kind of already knew, like, we already understood why he became Hawk. But seeing more of that, seeing, like, just a deep emotional scene about, like, his pains, his self-confidence issues, and everything, and it's like, you get it. And you want to see him come away from this, but then he pulls shit like what he and his Goonies did in this episode, and it's like, come on, dude. I'm trying to root for you to make it out of this. I'm trying to root for you to come back from this, and you're just making it so damn hard. Like, even his girl, even she left him. Because she's like, I like your muscles. I like the confident attitude. I like the mohawk. But I'm not going to date a bully. And it's like, good for her for finally sticking up for herself and telling him off. Good for her. Like, that was definitely the right move, and I feel proud of her for doing that. And I was hoping that would help Hawk, and he just goes in, starts punching the bag, and unfortunately Kreese gets to him. Which is never good. It's never good for people to be influenced by Kreese. And he also attacked Dimitri in the mall with his goons because of the Yelp review. Dimitri left for Cobra Kai, and so Robbie and Sam came to Dimitri's aid, helped him out, and defended him against Cobra Kai, and they won. And I am so happy that Daniel was, proud of them for what they did. He didn't scold them or anything. He was worried. He was scared about them having been in a fight, but he's proud that they stood up for a friend. That they, defended someone. That's part of what karate's about. That was always what I was taught too, like for the short time I was in karate. Self-defense, defense of others. That's what karate is about. That's what you're supposed to use it for. It's not about fighting. It's not about just being able to kick someone's ass. It's a form of self-defense. Can you have fun with it in tournaments and shit? Sure. But like in the real world, just going around your everyday life, using it to intimidate others or attack others, that's not what it's for, and that's not okay. So yeah, it's like I really, really hope that Hawk can turn this around and start to become better again, but I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I have no clue where this is going at this point. But I'm very much enjoying this. And again, I really, really feel this episode came across as a mid-season finale with everything, especially with that confrontation at the end. Um, and multiple Cobra Kai students quitting to go to, presumably to go to Miyagi-Do. It's like, yeah, this very much felt like a mid-season finale, and I love that. Which again makes it even better that I'm choosing to take a break halfway through. It's like we end off on an episode that has a great cliffhanger for that. It's going to make me even more excited when we start it back up. But yeah, so let's talk about that. So once again, we are going on a mid-season break here from Cobra Kai Season 2. We will be coming back to it. It's not being dropped. Do not worry. But we are taking a break just for a little bit. And the reason is that I want to get back to a series that I haven't reacted to in quite a while, and that I have really, really, really wanted to get back to. In fact, the more time passes, the more antsy I've gotten about it. And then you just keep hearing more things. And it's like, I just really want to see where it goes, because season 1 ended off like with some really heavy shit. And season 3 is supposed to be coming this year, I believe. So it would be nice to catch up in time for that, right? So yeah, if it's not clear with that information, we are going to be getting back to Fire Force. And I know Fire Force is a donation reward, not a first impressions continuation like this series is. So we're adding another donation reward instead. But like I said, right, like when we either take a break from that or finish it or whatever, we will be coming right back to this. So yeah, it'll. We're not going to have like a third donation reward slot take over for good. It's just for the time being, because again, I want to get to it, and I just don't want to wait. It's as simple as that. I don't want to wait anymore. I've been growing really antsy on it, and I've been hearing things about it lately, like with Chainsaw Man, people have been comparing Denji to Shinra just in terms of like appearance because of the sharp teeth and everything. And it's like, every time I hear more about it, it's like I just want to get to more. I just want to see season 2. Season 1 ended off so intensely, and there's so much that can be explored going in. And I know the manga finished, and I know its connection to another series, and I'm wondering if season 3 is going to be the final season. I don't actually know how long the manga is in total, but I'm kind of wondering about that. Though without knowing what happens in season 2, I don't know if like where that would even connect, and I don't know what happens in the manga either, mind you. But so without knowing the story from past where I got at the end of season 1, it's like I can't really say where else it's going to go and everything. But I'm very, very excited to see more of this. Excuse me. And we will get to it pretty much when we can and everything. Just as usual with everything else, we'll get to it at first chance. But yeah, so that's going to be taking over. Like I said, if we take a break partway through the season, then we'll come right back to this. Or if we finish the full season in one go, we'll come back to this, whatever works. If we do take a break from Fire Force Season 2 to come back to this real quick, then we'll probably go and finish Fire Force Season 2 after. Unless another slot opens up otherwise in that time from something else. In which case, then we'll just have it start there, and we'll have this go back to Cobra. You know what I mean. You get the entire... We'll tackle that when we get to it. But yeah, so that's the plan. I'll probably make another video, a separate video, just for those who don't watch this, just so they know. But yeah. Either way, I thank you all so much for tuning in, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this episode of Cobra Kai. So let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of how this ended and where this is going and everything? Obviously, no spoilers. But for the time being, thank you once again. I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.